Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Teen Lounge with Miss J. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the Moses, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, here to bring you guys another great episode of the Teen Lounge with Miss J. Of course, you guys know we are a celebrity-based podcast show where we have various topics of discussion with celebrities. And I am super excited to be introducing you guys to my next guest. He is a Broadway actor and one of the first few Broadway actors we actually had on our show. So I'm super excited to be having him. And he's just such a great ball of energy. Everyone, please welcome Mr. Anthony Wayne. Hi, Anthony.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you?
I'm fabulous. It's really good to be here.
I am super excited to have you on the show. I'm super excited for you to be here. Oh my goodness. I know my audience is going to love you. But I'm going to start firing off the first question at you, Mr. Anthony. I want to know what began this incredible passion for this acting in Broadway.
Well, if you want to start from the beginning, I am from Norfolk, Virginia. I was born in Richmond, but I was raised in Norfolk. And you can probably hear the accent right there.
Yeah.
And so I was always running around and dancing and moving and singing when I was a young boy. And so my mother placed me into a children's theater group called Center Stage, which was a theater group that a woman named Margie Day Walker started, which she used to be a blues singer back in the 60s. And so what she did was she felt like there was a calling on her life from God to go back to her hometown of Virginia to teach children, because she wanted to have like a real life. It was right before she popped off. She was kind of like Dinah Washington and those kinds of acts back in the day, and she was about to be a really huge star. But like I said, she felt like she wanted to the calling of her life. So, which I'm grateful for, because she came back to Virginia and she started a children's theater group, and it was predominantly African American. So, my mother was at an event, and she saw that there were these young people who were performing at this show, and she was like, your child can be part of this amazing group too. And so she was like, okay, well, why don't I put him in a summer program? So she put me into a summer program with my brother, who's not in theater, but he had the chance to get into it. And she thought it was just something that we could just do for the summer. And so when we ended up doing it, I ended up taking it to it like a fish to water, and my brother ended up doing other things. So from there, I just love public speaking. I love tap dancing. I love singing, and I just love acting, and I just love being the center of attention. I don't know why.
I love it though. I love it.
So that's how it all kind of started. And so from there were like children's theater groups in Virginia, called the Hurrah Players and the Governor's School for the Arts, and other events that I was a part of that end up just cultivating who I am today. So I'm grateful for all of that.
Absolutely. And you, like I said, you definitely have the energy for the Broadways. So if I definitely saw you at a Broadway show, I'd be like this, my goodness, I can't keep up with him. He has so much energy. Where is he now? Okay, he's dancing over there. Okay, where is he now? Okay, he's singing in the background. My goodness.
Right. Well, it's interesting because now I was able to actually take all of that energy and kind of put it into a bottle and kind of like divvy it out when I need to, So you find yourself being able to control it a lot more. But that's what I did. And so I remember there was a dance theater. It was a summer intensive program I was going to do called the Governor's School for the Visual Arts and for the Arts and Humanities at the University of Richmond. And I met a woman there. Her name was Lorraine Graves, and she was a dancer, a principal dancer at the Dance Theater of Harlem. And I didn't know what the Dance Theater of Harlem was. I didn't even really know what Alvin Ailey was or who he was. And so that whole world, I didn't understand, but all I knew is that I wanted to just dance, because they didn't have musical theater that summer. So I did that. And
you're good?
Yeah, so that's how dance became a stronghold in my life.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. That does. And I really hope one day I can actually see you on Broadway, because I think that would be, for one, wonderful, and for two, just to go on to the number 2 question, you just did Tootsie the musical. I have to watch the person who did Tootsie the musical. I need to know, what was that experience like for you?
Doing the show, or well, actually, you know what? Doing the show was incredible, because it was my first original Broadway cast. I had been in 4 other shows previous to that. My first Broadway show was a show called Anything Goes, which was a revival in 2011 with Joel Grey and Sutton Foster, and it was directed by Kathleen Marshall. And so that was the first time I knew um, anything about the Broadway community here in New York City. I had toured before. I did Color Purple. I did a chorus line as Richie, and so I toured in like 2007, 2008. Um, but then coming to New York and actually being on Broadway in my first Broadway show was amazing. And so from there, I did Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And then I was able to uh, join the company of Once on This Island as well. Oh, and then I also did Pippin as well.
Ah!
So Pippin the musical. So I've been able to be a part of some really incredible shows and really, really incredible things. So that was, yeah, I've been very, very blessed in my career to be active and to dance and to sing with some really incredible people. So, but Tootsie, to answer your question, Tootsie was really kind of life changing as well because the company, I really enjoyed the company. We always laughed and always had a good time. The show's closed now, but to be able to tell that story that Santino Fontana was playing Tootsie at the time. I mean, and so he's really incredible and really a great leading man. So I've learned how to become a much more of a leading man in that way from him and the way he carried himself and how he treated people and how we all kind of came together just to tell an amazing story. And
Mm-hmm.
Sissy was a movie, which I'm sure some people may remember or maybe not. But we were able to make it a big old comedy. So we had a great time. So I'll never forget that.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That really does. And yeah, you can always, as an audience member, when you can tell that the actors are enjoying themselves on stage, even more so, it just makes the musical so much more fun to watch because you know they are just absolutely loving and enjoying what they do. So it just makes,
Yeah,
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 it
we
just
do
makes it
we
so
do
much
it we
more
do it for the
enjoyable.
people. Well, we do it for you all. You know, when we're out there, we're looking at the audience. We can see everybody. We can see everybody standing up. We can see anybody looking at their phone. We can see everybody. We see everybody what they're doing. I mean, we may not look like we're looking at you, but we're definitely looking at you because we showing up go off stage and we're like, "Did you see that person on the phone? Or did you see that person falling asleep? That person was asleep." So
Oh my gosh, I get it.
yeah.
I do because I've probably been the same way. Like, did you see that person on the phone? Like, you're at a
Hmm.
musical, man. What is wrong with you?
Right, right.
That's just me. Well, going on to the number three question, Mr. Anthony, what is some of your favorite Broadway shows when you were younger and why?
Wow. Well, let me see. Some of my favorite Broadway shows were okay. I remember when I was a kid and I was in Virginia. One of the VHSs that I had, I think I just dated myself. But one of the VHSs that I had was the 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 movie of The Wiz with Diana Ross and Michael
Yes!
Jackson.
Yes!
Listen, I used to be in that living room kicking my leg, singing about "Can You Feel a Brand New Day." I was
Yes!
everybody. I was all the characters. Okay, I was a Tin Man. I was a lion. I was Dorothy. I damn near was Toto. Okay, but I was a
Oh my goodness.
and to this day I remember all the words, like all the isms and all the stuff. And so, but anyway,
I love
so
it.
so that's one of the ones I would dance in the living room and just sing my little Tootsie off. But I remember another show that I really loved was when I was in high school. I was in the governor's school for the arts, and we would always take trips to New York. And when I got to New York, there was one show that we had picked that closed. It was called Nonsense Amen. And this was, I want to say January or February. This was about the spring, almost the spring of 99 or nope, 97, something like that. I just dated myself. Ooh. But anyway, so I remember there was a show called Fosse, and I didn't know what it was. Nobody knew what it was. It was just about to come out. And so my teachers were like, does anybody want to see this show? And nobody wanted to see it because nobody knew what it was. So it was me and my good girlfriend Tiffany Howard and our other teachers, our 2 other teachers, was 4 of us. So we got tickets to go see the show. We were like center orchestra. No, I'm sorry, center mezzanine. And we saw it. It was in 3 acts. It was just about to open, and it was one of the most incredible shows I had ever seen in my life. Because to see these dancers just move and sing and dance the way that I wanted to what was the first time I literally saw something and said, wow, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a life changing experience. I remember that. And the most exciting part about it though is that a good handful of those people are are colleagues of mine now. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're people that I admire that I can actually call on the phone and sit and talk to and like really tell them how much I appreciated them and people I performed with at this point. And I'm grateful for that. So that was a show that was amazing. Especially having Valerie Pettiford and Desmond Richardson and Jane Lanier and Stephanie Pope and those incredible pioneers who were actually danced with Fosse. So and just a little tidbit of information: a woman named Stephanie Pope who was in that show. She and I did Pippin together. So that was another Fosse show with Chet Walker and Diane Paulus because we were able to win the Tony Award in 2013 for that show. So that was amazing. I'm really grateful for that. So
Oh my
it's just everything
wow.
kind of comes full circle. And
Yeah.
but
It,
another one I like that I'm probably I don't know if I'll be a part of, but we'll see. It's a show called Jersey Boys. That's the third one. Jersey Boys was a show. I love how they pieced all of the Frankie Valli music together. I remember I was like, I don't even know the Frankie Valli music. I was like, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. I don't even know who they are and why would I want to go see this? So I had people who I knew who had tickets to the show. They were like, you want to come? I was like, I guess so. So I went, and I'm so glad I did because that show was amazing. The way the writing of the book is, it just really blew my mind. I was like, man, this is really dope. So that was a great one too.
oh wow. First of all, I have to say I'm so glad I'm not the only one that was dancing to The Wiz.
Uh
Okay.
huh.
I was Diana Ross. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was moving down the road. I was
Oh, you were easing down the road. Come on.
I was easing down the road. I was happy doing it. Okay. I was like, look, if it's good enough for Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, it's good enough for me. So
That's right. That's right. All you needed was a tin man and a lion.
that is awesome. I really wish I had met you back then because I would have been Diana Ross. You could have been the Tin Man.
That's
Hello,
fine.
whatever. We could
Mhm.
have been easing down the road. Do you hear me?
Right. Right. And feeling a brand new day. Come on.
Exactly.
Uh
That is awesome.
huh.
Uh, Going on to the number four question. You have created your own Broadway show, I do believe. Can you tell the teen lounge audience a little bit about it?
Yes, actually, ironically, when I was doing Pippin, and actually a little bit before then, I had this idea to do a show about. I was watching TV One and they have this show called Unsung,
Hmm.
and one of the artists that they featured was a gentleman named Sylvester. And I remember seeing his story and watching how his life was from the beginning all the way to the end, where he passed away of HIV and AIDS. And I was like, man, his story is really incredible. His music is incredible. And I remember driving down to Virginia to see my family. And I was on the phone with a friend of mine. I was just singing Sylvester songs, just singing it by this point because I had bought his greatest hits. And I was telling my friend, I said, somebody should do something about this man, like a musical or a movie or something. And it was just as if God was like, maybe you should think about doing that. So I didn't even really see myself in that fashion because, like I said earlier, when you're so focused on what it is that you want to do, like for example, I said, oh, I just want to be on that stage with those people, like was there for Fosse. You don't really think of yourself as the lead unless somebody tells you, or unless there's something that you see yourself in, like as a specific person. So it
Hmm.
was very kind of hard, unfortunately, for me to think of myself as carrying a show.
Right.
And I mean, not saying that I didn't want to, I just didn't. I just got so used and complacent to being what everybody else wanted me to be, and so gratefully I met my partner at the time. His name was Kendrell, and I was like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is an idea, and I was like, this is really great. So then I found myself going to the different producers of the Broadway show I was in, and they were like, oh, that's really nice. And I was like, oh, okay, well, thank you. So then he literally, because he's an entrepreneur himself, he was very much motivated. He motivates himself, which is admirable to me, because he does a lot. He was a fashion stylist for Kanye and Mariah and a bunch of people during at the time, and he said, you know what, why don't we just try to do it ourselves? have you ever done it yourself? I was like, no. He was like, we should do it ourselves. So when I was doing Pippin and other shows, he was literally working, trying to get the word out about this idea that we had about doing the show. So I wrote like this whole sketch of how I wanted it to be like with his music, and he came along and helped make it, like basically directed it and added more to it and just made it much better than what I did. And it was like we were able to do a Kickstarter and raise money for a off Broadway show, which is what ended up happening. So I was really great. I'm really grateful for him. I'm really grateful for the idea and the experience, because we were able to actually now not just tell Sylvester's story, but also tell a story of resilience about us. When you see something that people say that you can't do or don't see it for yourself, you have to really believe in yourself and just know that the goal is achievable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really grateful for all of that. So that's how that happened. And next thing you know, it was opening night off Broadway. We did a Kickstarter, like I said, and raised money and bought the weeks off Broadway and found a lawyer and bought the rights to the songs and got in touch with his family, Sylvester's family. And next thing you know, we were doing a documentary. And one of the other great things about it too is that we had Kendrell was tweeting one night when I was doing the show, and he ended up getting in touch with Shirley Ralph, who is a diva herself, Dina Jones from Dreamgirls, the original Dina Jones.
Oh, okay.
It's also Brandy's mama from Moesha. And so he ended up contacting her, and she replied back, and we ended up meeting with her, and we took a trip down to Philadelphia one day and met up with her and her son, and we told her the idea, and she said, you know what, I'm an advocate for HIV and AIDS, and I really think that what you guys can do is bigger than what just the show is.
Mm-hmm.
So so all of this had layers. So we're actually in development right now. We're writing the script and prepping it to go to Broadway. So that's the plan. And it's been some years now, but we just wanted to make sure that it's right.
Oh,
Because we did that in
absolutely.
2014. And we don't just want to put something up on Broadway that's just some foolishness, just because to say we got there. So I'm excited. I'm really grateful for the support from people, and really happy that we're able to still develop it and make it happen.
Absolutely, and definitely make sure you keep me posted because I want to know more up to dates about the show, and I definitely want to make sure my audience get up to dates about the show as well because it sounds like a definite show to see. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sounds awesome.
It's called Mighty Real, a Fabulous Sylvester Musical. And it's based on the life of the 1970s disco singer Sylvester and the Weather Girls, who sing, "It's Raining Man, Hallelujah."
Ah,
So they
love
do
it,
all of that.
love it, love it, love it.
So it's a good time.
Oh gosh, I cannot wait. I'm sold. I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs in the world. So I am super sold. Uh
Yeah.
Going on to the next question there. I want to make sure my audience, Anthony, keeps up with you and your work and keeps up to date. Where are you on social media?
Oh, well, you can find me at Mr. A Wayne. That's MrAWAYNE, Mr. A Wayne. Or you can go to my website, which is awayne.com, AWAYNE.com. Or you could also go to the company. Me and my partner, we have a company, producing partner. It's called Anthony Ken. So Anthony is me, Ken is him, anthonyken.com. And you can add us at Anthony Ken LLC on social media, Instagram, all of that. So we're all there. I mean, I'm just really excited to be able to bring forth. We have other shows as well. We have a show called A Soulful Christmas, which is the 1970s disco holiday soul train inspired musical that we've done for the third year. This year will be the fourth year come this December that we've done it here in New York City off Broadway. And we're also planning on taking it around the country to different places. So we're working on that. And what else? Oh, we have a show called Kings and Queens of Soul, which is a tribute to the pioneers of soul music like Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Stevie Wonder, Luther
Ooh,
Vandross. It's a good time. And so it's actually
yes.
online now. So if you go to anthonyken.com, you'll actually be able to see Kings and Queens of Soul, because we just live streamed it for free, and you'll be able to go see it. It's on Facebook Live. We're excited about that. And we also have another show. It's one of Kendrell's favorites. It's called An Evening with Phyllis Hyman, which is based on the life of the soul singer Phyllis Hyman. It tells you her life story, and how she, how she came to, it's from her perspective about how she came to into the music business and her issues and her trials and tribulations. All the things that we do as a company are for a purpose. Mighty Real is about recognizing HIV and AIDS awareness. Phyllis Hyman is about recognizing mental health and depression because she died, and also bringing up ideas about suicide because Phyllis Hyman passed away of that. And Kings and Queens of Soul is really just a good time about people just getting out and just living their best lives and being able to reminisce on a time where they didn't have to worry about a whole lot of things. They just come in and have a good time. And Soulful Christmas is kind of similar, but it also has a very spiritual basis, which is still a good time, but everybody's able to get up and actually dance on the floor and dance like on the aisles and dance on the stage. And we just really bring a lot of greatness to you. So we're excited about all of that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I hope my audience keeps up to date with it. Sounds like a lot of exciting, huge projects coming up, and I definitely cannot wait to see more and more developments of them. It just sounds.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Yes,
we have
of
some
course.
there's some incredible women. A great woman named Jacqueline B. Arnold. She's in Moulin Rouge on Broadway right now. She plays Phyllis Hyman, but she also plays Martha Wash in Mighty Real. Anastasia McCluskey, she's incredible. She's doing a lot of shows on Broadway. She just finished Waitress and about to do another show called Carolina Change. She plays Azura Rose, and we just have some really, really special people who have really come with us all these years. Matter of fact, one of the women from she just played Jackie Clark Chisholm in the Clark Sisters movie that just happened the other night. Yeah, she's in Kings and Queens of Soul. Her name is Angela Burchett. She's fantastic. And she sings Sweet Love by Anita Baker, and she sings that song. So, we're able to really just be connected with some really, really incredible and talented people who are, out of this world.
Absolutely. I am definitely going to make sure I and my audience keep up to date with that. Definitely, hands down, sounds like amazing projects that we cannot miss. So super excited for it. Yeah, super excited for it. All right, Ms. Jansen, coming up to the last few questions for you. What goals do you hope to reach in your Broadway career?
Wow. Well, I really do. And I think Mighty Real might be this, of course, but I think there's some shows I would love to be a lead in. But I would love to do a lot more TV and film. That'd be great. I just plan on writing some more things. And I realized when you're the actor, you find yourself thinking about yourself a lot. You find yourself trying to work on your craft and your dancing and your singing and your acting. And I've really just grown over the years to understand that when we do these shows, we don't just do these shows for the audience to enjoy it. We do it for people of color and people like myself to have the opportunity who won't have the opportunity. So I'm grateful to be able to write and create things with Kendrell or him, and he's writing other things as well. And for us to be able to collaborate and to bring to light people's talent that they don't know that they have, that's more of what I would like to do goal wise. I really enjoy seeing other people shine because I'm at the point where it's like if they shine, I know I'm gonna shine, and I'm not really focused. I'm not really focused on me shining. Even though I do have to do some self-care, of course, but I'm definitely all about making sure that other people are celebrated. And that's what really makes me happy a lot.
I love that. I do. And I think that's amazing. I really do. Yeah. I love that you have that attitude. When other people shine, I shine. That is a perfect
it's funny.
attitude
it's interesting. Kendrell was, I watched The View a lot, and I remember Kendrell was saying, I want to do something. I want to do some kind of TV show. Why don't they have one for men? So, so he had this idea to do a show called The Happy Hour, which is what we have out now. And we're actually in the second season of the TV show. It's basically 5 men who happen to be gay, who are speaking about a lot about politics, religion, race, and relationships, and all these different topics. Because a lot of times, we get stereotyped as gay men of just talking about falling out and this fashion and bam, like all of that. It's like, okay, we're much more than that. We're much bigger than that.
Absolutely.
And So I'm executive producer with Kendrell on this project. It's called The Happy Hour Talk Show. So you can go to thehappyhourtalkshow.com and you'll be able to see the first season. And I think it's maybe like 7 episodes, 6 episodes. And then we just started the second season. So we have one episode released of that. So we're going to release the second episode very soon. It's an amazing show. It's some great people. We have 5 incredible men who are just talking and laughing. It's a good time.
It sounds like it, and it's great that there's a show like that, and that you're breaking down the stereotypes because as you say, gay men do get stereotyped, and you guys have there's so many layers and complexity to it. So it's nice that you guys are finally getting a show that shows it. Like you guys are talking about what's real, what affects you guys, what you guys think about it, everything. So it's a show that's about damn time to have.
Yeah, tell me about it. So I'm just excited.
Tell me about it.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to be a part. I'm excited to be co-producing it, and just happy to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how much further it's going to go, and how many. We're just going to keep making topics and keep making shows.
Absolutely, it'll be great if you guys become mainstream like The View one day and just become groundbreaking.
Yeah, and we're producing it all ourselves. I think that's another thing about it. We literally like shoot it and watch it and edit it and create it ourselves and find the space. We have an incredible space that we use here with the woman. Her name is Melba Wilson. She has a restaurant called Melba's Restaurant, and it's that food is everything. So if anybody ever comes to New York, go to Melba's. Because Melba's is the soul food that you want. There's Sylvia's and there's other things. Okay, yes, but Melba's, that's the one.
He said, yes, Melba. I will keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because I love me some soul food. I'm just saying, I won't turn it down. Not
right.
today, not ever. So
right. And one of the good things is that we also have a sponsor with us, Lambda Vodka. They're the ones who've been Lambda Vodka and Melba's. They're the sponsors for us, so we're able to really promote them and just speak about them, because Lambda Vodka is 2 gentlemen who are Black owned, and they basically like do their own work in building their own brand. So Lambda Vodka, if you go online, you can find it, Lambda Vodka, and LAMBDA Vodka, and they have their own lounge now. So they're really doing incredible things here in New York City.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Well, I am a full-on supporter of the show, and I really hope you guys continue on, and I really hope that, again, you guys become mainstream, because that would be awesome. I would love that. I would definitely tune in for that, because I feel like it's about time, and there's no excuse why you guys shouldn't be mainstream.
Right. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Mr. Anthony, coming up to the last question for you. You contribute your time to inspiring youth, helping them to find the great within themselves. What inspires you to do that?
Well, when I was young, I didn't have anybody do that for me. I had the icons that I could see and people that I couldn't touch. Those that I could aspire to be like. They like Ben Vereen or Greg Burge, or just people who I really would see. They're the ones that helped me see the goal. But I didn't have anyone to really help me, guide me on the journey. And so a lot of that I kind of had to figure out on my own. And so I'm still like a loner, because I can be, but because I really enjoy doing master classes. And I find myself like now stepping outside of myself and being able to be that person and being very accessible to people, so I can show them how to show them from my experiences how to live their life. If they whatever path they choose. I found myself going down home to Virginia all the time, and I just came back not too long ago. And seeing those kids who have dreams like I did. I mean, I tell them all the time, I was you. I am you, and I just try to encourage and inspire them to never stop learning. So I just want to share all that I can with them, so that they can have the tools to fly. Social media has really changed things. It's really changed things here, because everybody's so accessible now. Like I was watching Diddy on live the other night, and just like Sierra and just different people who like beyond the people, we could just click a button and we could just know what they're doing. Like now we weren't able to do that a long time ago. So now to have that access, it's like I want to just really be able to share what my journey in my life with people and show them that I'm a real person, you know? And I'm just Anthony Wayne Green is my real last name. Anthony Wayne Green from like Norfolk, Virginia. Because at the end of the day, if I can inspire one person, I know that I've done my job. And I would just want them to also carry on the legacy that was given to me. So that's kind of more where my mindset is. And the more that we do that, even when I speak to my nephews or when we're working and Conjel speaking to his niece, it's like we just try to really live the life we want to inspire young people, and
Mm-hmm.
individually as well as together, as well as other groups that I know of that are trying to do bigger things. It's like everything that I'm part of, any person that I'm around, I really want to stay encouraged, driven, and inspired, because you are the company you keep.
Yes,
and
I totally
and
believe that.
it's yeah, and so it's all about going forward and up. So to me, it's like if you're not going forward and up, that's fine. But we both going forward. But if I'm going up, then we just go in two different directions. But
Hmm.
I wish you well, and I see you at the top.
One way or
So
another. Yeah.
right, and
Yeah, exactly.
it is a lonely road. It is a lonely road, but you have to stay driven and inspired and encouraged to be able to do what it is that focus and that goal that you want to have. Just keep going forward. It's not easy, but just know the fruits of the labor will be rewarded totally.
You just saying that totally resonates with me because I've been going through this process with the podcast that I started. With this podcast, there've been
Hmm.
times where I just wanted to give up, where I just did not. I mean, there was a time I did give up. I shut this down for a while, but
Hmm.
I was like, but this is really what I'm passionate about. I said, do I really want to just walk away from this when I feel like I could be so close to the breakthrough that I've been, wanting? So, you know,
Hmm.
hearing you say that, that's definitely motivation for me.
Yeah, and keeping people around you who want to see you win just as much as you want to see them win. To keep people who will keep you driven, and just as much as you keep yourself driven. It reminds me of reminds me of the Wiz. It's like at the end, if you think about it, and this makes me cry. It does make me cry, and I'm an emotional person, but uh,
Me
but
too. It's okay.
if if you really think about what Glenda says at the end of the movie, she says she says, believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and as I believe in you. That's what she was saying to her. But it's more about just believing in yourself. You know, and if we're always home anywhere.
Hmm.
If we know ourselves, we're always home anywhere. So home and finding that strength is really inside of you, and it's always there. I was watching Onward, the movie. Was it Onward? No, no, no. Frozen 2. I was watching Frozen 2, and there's a part in it where not to spoil it for everybody. If everybody ain't seen it, then you need to go watch it. There's a part where the girl, she's looking for this voice, she's looking for this voice, looking for this voice, looking for this voice, and this, the point of it is that she gets to find it because it's within herself.
Right.
And it's just all about that. Just continuing to know that what you have is right in front of you. It's kind of like that Sylvester song, like you are my friend. It goes, you are my friend. I never knew it till then. And then he says,
Right.
I've been looking around and you are here all the time. Like you are here all the time. Like I've been looking around and it's always right here with you. So if you just keep holding on to that and just knowing that there's no way anybody can stop you.
Absolutely. First of all, I have to say, wonderful pipes, Sonia. Clap, clap, clap on that.
What?
Loved it. That was smooth. I
Oh,
like how you just threw that smooth voice in there. I was like, oh, okay, he gonna do
oh
that
Lord.
smooth. Okay. I
You're
see.
funny.
I see. Nice, nice. Love it.
It's funny. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think in the right key, but that's good.
But no, I totally get what you mean, and you're absolutely right about it. And just I gotta believe myself and just keep going. So
You better keep on going, because then you know
absolutely.
what? Nobody else is gonna do it for you, and and you can't be nobody else. okay? Because there's nobody else gonna be you. Everybody else is taken, okay?
Yep. Absolutely. Everybody else is taken. Uh,
Taken,
oh my goodness.
okay?
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
So you better
Uh,
go out there and be the best you that you can be, all of it, okay? And make them eat it. I love it.
mm,
Yes.
absolutely. Oh, I feel regenerated. I feel, ooh, yeah, I feel I can conquer the world now.
Oh,
Anyways,
you better go ahead.
I do. I feel
Okay.
like, ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I feel seriously
Sensation.
conquered. Oh, Mr. Anthony, you have been such an absolute joy to have. I feel like I feel like I've known you forever because of the conversations and
You,
we both love the
you,
same freaking. I'm so glad about the Wiz thing. I am because like I tell
okay.
my other friends about it and they're like, well, I've never seen the Wiz. Like, well, what the hell is wrong with you? Why haven't you seen the Wiz?
Right.
It's like
Right.
there's no excuse. You've not seen the Wiz. So I'm
Right.
super happy. That just makes me so happy.
Right. Well, I know. Well, I'm glad that you feel mighty real. That's what I say.
I love it. Oh,
Oh
and of
man.
course, I encourage my audience. Please make sure you guys follow Mr. Anthony Waynes on all social media. Keep up with the many, many projects he's going to be bringing forward to soon.
Yes. Come on through. Come on through.
Yes,
Go to Mr. A Wayne on Instagram and Facebook. Go to anthonyken.com. Go to awayne.com. Go to all of it, and it's all right there. If you want to look me up, and just continue to support us and the things that we're doing, because we're really grateful to be able to inspire these young people to be greater. Please continue following Miss J. She's fabulous, and
thank you.
everything that she's doing, and just continue to follow her and donate to anything that she has, because it's all about support at the end of the day too. Because we got lights to keep on. Okay, and we're trying to
Oh yes, oh
keep things
yes.
moving
Please
forward.
preach it,
Okay,
preach it.
so go
Okay,
on
we
and
do.
drop something in the bucket. Go and drop something in the bucket. It's all good.
Okay.
Every little bit counts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's be honest, I got life to keep on. Totally true.
Come on,
Never heard of true
come on.
life. Oh my goodness, that's so true.
Okay.
Ah, but yes, everyone, make sure you follow both of us and make sure you keep up with Mr. Anthony's work. Cannot wait to see the many, many, many Broadway projects he's going to be bringing forward. Make sure you,
Thank you so much.
of course, and make sure you support his show. I would love for his show to become mainstream. It is about time that we see more representation and on the mainstream area and more voices. So I would love to one day see your show right next to the View. So that would be just
Oh,
awesome.
thank you. Yes, the Happy
Yes,
Hour Talk Show. Go on and get it. Come on in. Come on in and check it out. Happy Hour Talk Show
yes,
and Mighty Real, a Fabulous Sylvester musical. Thank you all so much for listening, and thank you so much, Miss J, for the opportunity. And I will see you all at the top.
absolutely. We will see you everyone at the top. Of course, you guys know this has been the Tea Lounge with Miss J. I have been your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, and I'll be back with another great episode soon. But until then, like Anthony Wayne said, we will see
Mm-hmm.
you at the top. Bye bye for now, y'all.
Holla.